This LED project is very sophisticated. The kids are going to work with an LED matrix light pad, which is the future of lighting right now and conserving energy. One of the things that we want to show the students is how much we love drawing. My partner and I have a pack of pens and pencils on us all the time. People look at us and they wonder, why do you carry so many pens and pencils around? And we have to tell them we love drawing. We're trying to encourage the kids to keep a wonderful sketchbook with all their ideas. And it's required in this class in 7th and 8th grade. And of course I do it with all my high school kids too, teaching kids to render and pre-visualize. People will understand what they want to manufacture. So a plan is absolutely essential. When kids practice at shading in and drawing, they actually take pride in their work, and they're very excited about the way they can draw now. So we empower them in only 3 to 4 weeks in learning to draw. It's a very important skill, and it's part of being a designer. Many of the drawings, when you look at them, you wouldn't believe they were done in 7th or 8th grade. One of the things I like to do in drawing is show the kids that if you take time, and my partner shows them this, Kunjung, as well, if you take time developing a drawing and put all the nuances of shading and learn how to control values, you can get a 3D object to look really convincing and very beautiful. We also have them work with SketchUp, put all their measurements in, and do drawings on the computer, and it kind of works backwards. It also encourages them and teaches them how to draw. The wood we have in class, it goes from pine to teak to European whitewood, which is really pine, and rubber wood. We try to show them that the wood itself, when it comes from the lumber yard, is rather limited in thickness. You can't control that. So you have about 2.5 centimeters to work with, and if you want thicker wood, you simply glue it all together. So when you're making a lamp on a bandsaw and you're trying to make some really elegant curved shapes, you need the thickness of the wood. So you make that thickness by combining wood through gluing. Gluing in itself is an art. The kids need 2 thin sticks to apply it, and we tell them that they have to work on newspaper. And we show them to have a paper towel that's wet and a paper towel that's dry ready, so you can take any of what might come out when you squeeze the wood together away without staining the wood. Because if you're going to put a finish on wood, you can't let any glue dry on the surface of the wood, because it blocks the finish from taking to the grain of the wood. It seals the wood. The kids will use, in our class, press clamps to hold everything together. These clamps are rather lovely, and they're really easy, and much easier than using a C-clamp, and they don't put any marks on the wood, so they're very, very convenient. They are expensive. The grip of the clamp squeezes and makes it tight, and then you'll notice there's a little trigger there, and when you pull that plate just beyond the hand, it will release the clamp. So this is a very good way to glue wood up when you need thick wood in class. Most of the parts of this lamp, all the elements of it, all the base, the neck, and the head, are all made out of multi-layered wood put together. This glue that we use is a vegetable-based furniture glue, and it's very slow. It requires drying overnight. So they'll do this class before the class they're actually going to work and start cutting, and they have to plan out their manufacturing schedule. There's so much to learn in this class, and I really love it because I see by these kids how necessary it is. They have a very special life. They live in a very privileged home, and they really are not that swift with working with their hands, so we offer them a lot. We went from a drawing to the base of this lamp, and now we're drilling it on a drill press with a speed bore. Speed bores, if they're kept sharp, cut a nice clean hole. We also use a speed bore to install the switch in the lamp. A speed bore in a portable electric drill will make a hole that we can recess the switch. The whole lamp will be held together with a teak dowel. Teak is very expensive in Thailand now. It's quite hard to get, in fact, but it's still cheaper than it is in America for sure. The teak dowel will hold this lamp together with a press fit very tight, so the lamp will be able to be positioned and it will hold the angle that you put it on. There's a lamp made out of layered wood put together, and the layers are now invisible when the lamp's been sanded, so you don't have to worry about seeing the layers. They're not evident anymore if you made a good glue job of putting that wood together. It's very good so they can see the relationship between the drawing and the finished lamp. They're going to work for the 150 machine tools, hand and machine tools, and learn to respect these wonderful tools for safety and for what they can do. And when they see it, they're just blown away that you can actually recess a piece of wood to fit the light pad, the LED light pad, and we routed out a track for the wires, so the wires will be hidden in the lamp, and then that'll be covered over with wood dust mixed with glue. We'll make our own wood putty. They'll learn to use a soldering iron, and that's why this class shouldn't really be called woodworking. We would like to change the name of this to call it industrial design on the middle school level. Soldering iron is plugged in, a piece of solder is cut off, and we're going to show them how to tin wires, how to make an inline connection which is insulated. The soldering paste on the table is in a little white can. The lamp has to be drilled very, very skillfully, and sometimes we have to take this away from them because that drill has to be sighted up to cut straight, to cut a hole straight right through that very narrow section in this curved lamp. Then the wires are threaded in, and they'll be joined with an inline splice. These light pads are only 12 volts, so the kids will start out with a 220 volt transformer, which lowers the voltage to 12 volts DC and rectifies it to 12 volts DC. The iron is kept clean in the paste, and soldering in itself is a skill and an art. The kids learn to use the side of the iron when they solder. So all the little wires, the fibers of the wires which make up this is stranded wire, have to be soldered together, and this process is called tinning. These wires will be soldered to the wires coming out of the light pad and joined, and the whole thing will be insulated with little shrink wraps that are slid over the wire. These are little sort of rubber, or they're actually plastic tubes that are heated later on to make an insulated connection. And that's pretty much the project with the LED